Hi, it's me, Kimba. Radio broadcast, season 5, episode 2, Hair of the Dog. And my very special guest, he's hairy, but anything but a dog. It's Casey McCoy.
Hello.
And I will, with your help, describe how we came to know each other and work together. He is from the Zeta days, as I like to call it, with respect to our relationship. But you started where we are now, that we have the backdrop right now of the Pacific Ocean. And where are we specifically?
We're in Lincoln City.
Okay.
Central Oregon coast. And my beginnings actually started 30 minutes south of here in Newport. You really want to know the beginnings? You want to go that far back?
I do.
We're going back to 1978 when I was a junior in high school. I always thought radio would be a great career because I believed I had a voice for it, which at the time you did need a voice for it.
Yeah, at the time that was a very important part of whether you got on the radio, was the voice you had, for sure.
And I had the opportunity at the local AM radio station to do a part-time weekend thing. I had a friend who worked there. Opportunity came up, and so the general manager at the time heard me, my enthusiasm, it's what I wanted to do, and just gave me a shot. Part-time overnight. And at the time, like you, thrilled.
Yeah.
I'm on the air. And
you never heard somebody more excited at 3 a.m. in your life.
Wow. And then from there, opportunity, I was doing 7 to midnight. And then eventually that station folded because of stupidity. And that's when I went over to KGON.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then how did you come to work with Pete? Now, Peter is the program director that worked at Zeta that hired me, and you'll find out how Casey plays into that. He is on my season 1, episode 15, Big Boss Man, if you want to have more insight into Pete. But you met him here in Oregon, right? Correct?
I met him in Oregon, KGON, where Pete eventually ended up. So he wasn't there when I started. It wasn't that long into it that Pete came in as the program director. And so that's how we got to meet, with him being my boss. I think I was probably there about a year before he came in.
Okay. And what shift were you doing?
And I was doing, at the time, middays.
Okay.
Right.
And then Pete, in our episode, he talks about how he came to South Florida to be at the helm of Zeta, and that was 1987.
Yes. And he was needing some help getting the station going again. It had not been Zeta.
Right.
And they were trying to revive the format.
Correct.
And so he reached out to me and wondered if I would not mind tagging along.
And you said,
following him out to Florida. And it's like, let me think about this. Okay. From Oregon weather to Florida weather. No ties.
Although this is, it's a little less cloudy than it was earlier, but yesterday it was just perfectly sunny and gorgeous. It's still gorgeous, actually.
Yeah.
It's just a little cloudy.
This is a typical day on the Oregon coast.
Which is very nice.
Yeah.
I'll take it. So that's how I met you. I don't think I had been hired yet. No, I hadn't.
No.
You were there doing 7 to midnight?
I was doing 7 to midnight.
So yeah, I was working as board op. So I was on the wind side, and because I wanted desperately to be on the Zeta side doing music, being a DJ, I was always over there meeting everybody. So I got to know you. And then suddenly I needed a place to live. I don't know how that had to, I know I needed a place to live, but suddenly.
Yeah, I was renting a condo and just, I needed your furniture is what I needed, because I was living with,
the truth comes out.
You don't exactly move to Florida at the age I was with a full furnished house.
Correct. Yeah.
So I am living in this 2-bedroom condo, very nice condo, but if I remember, I had some lawn chairs, and that was my original furniture there.
I don't remember exactly when I became your roommate, but I think I was working at Zeta by then. So my first day on Zeta was October 11th, 1987. So it must have been around that time or soon after that I became roommates with Casey. I don't know if you'll remember this. I grew up in Carroll City. So when I moved in with you, it was the first time I had a dishwasher, and it was the first time, and you were so tickled by it because I had never seen a trash compactor.
Yeah.
And you were showing me how it worked, and I'm
I
like,
never had one. I was thrilled. It's like, wow, this is uptown.
And I had never had either, and I was like, woohoo! This is the life, Stimpy. And then basically after that, our entire roommate history, it was only about a year and a half, maybe?
Yeah. I didn't last any more than a year and a half after that.
We filled most of when we weren't working, we filled most of our time with Young Ones, Fletch, Airplane, Weird Science.
Weird Science, lots of movies.
Mel Brooks.
Quotable quotes. And I like Fletch because I'm not a reader. And that was one of the only books I ever read.
And it was, the book and the movie Fletch are equally as funny.
And so when the movie came out with Chevy, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And to this day, I think I can probably recite that. Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I can't watch that with anybody. That in History of the World, except you. That's what we used to just, it's all ball bearings.
And that's what I do now. That's what's so funny. Now I'm a bearing salesman. It's all ball bearings.
Maybe you need a refresher course. On the work side of things, Casey had a few years more experience than I did in radio, but you were very kind and generous you taught me how to use the 8-track, which is a recording. It's a reel-to-reel.
It's not the tape that looks like a cart.
Yeah. I don't need carts.
Yeah.
8-track. Carts are 8 tracks basically, but only have 1 track on them.
Carts have 2 tracks.
2 tracks. Yeah, well, stereo.
Yeah.
You know what I meant.
Yeah.
They don't call them 8 tracks is what I'm saying. The reel-to-reel that most people know, they see that thin one. Well, then they started making a 4-track tape and a 6-track and an 8-track and a 24-track.
The 1-inch wide tape.
But you taught me how to use that machine. And because if you remember, I was usually at the station all the time.
Yeah.
Because I was just absorbing. I was learning from KC. I was learning from Scott Legier, another jock there, and just learning how to do everything.
It's fun to teach, too.
Yeah, and Pete was really good about, at the time, they don't do this kind of stuff anymore, but program directors would sit there and listen to your show and critique.
Yeah.
And sometimes you would agree, and sometimes you'd flip them off and walk away, but...
Yeah.
That's more often than not.
The dreaded air check session.
I have some audio that I have from KC just to give you an idea of what he sounded like, and I've just found some weird stuff. One is the tag, just the tag of a commercial that you did. I don't know why I have it, but I do. And just to show you the difference, because if you listen to the radio now, you'll hear, anybody for people talking like this, screechy voices, thin voices. Everything used to be, not everything was booming, but you had to have kind of like a ground at a low.
Some resonance.
Yeah.
Yes.
A new 7-Eleven breakfast bite served quick off the grill and made with America's favorite Jimmy Dean link sausage. For a limited time at participating stores, get a free breakfast bite with a 20-ounce coffee or Super Big Gulp purchase.
That's too funny.
And those are but that's the kind of voice that would make radio so cool. Is you'd hear that voice and you're like, oh my God, what does he look like? You always had the romance novel. I will play that. This is something that we literally, it's very short and sweet, could never, ever, ever do today. By now I worked overnights. So there was a period of time where I worked overnights when you were doing 7 to midnight.
Right. We did crossover.
We did. And Ted Bundy was going to be executed in Florida. And he did some horrible things, and it was all to women. And so I had a special, that guy freaked me out because he was on the loose for a while in Florida. And he was being executed on a Tuesday. So my overnight show was called Toast Ted Tuesday. My 4 a.m. all request hour was what songs would fit that. And the phones lit up with people burning for you. And I'm like, so lest you think I'm dark for creating the theme of the show, trust me, everybody was jumping on board with that one. Casey voiced this little tidbit.
It's time to wake up, Theodore.
94.9 Zeta 4, South Florida's only classic rock station. Jeff Beck going down. Ted pretty much doing the same thing. Toast Ted Tuesday. Just checking out the wake-up call. Make sure it's working all right.
I don't even remember that.
But you could not get away with that now.
Oh, no.
But if you read any books about him, that's all I'm saying. This is like a Aerosmith break that I just stumbled upon when I was listening for other stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's KC.
South Florida's only classic rock station. I'm about to punt another classic rock marathon, and then we are going to be lipped to death. Do you know what that means, Casey?
Lipped to death?
Lipped.
I have a good idea.
And it's a really good way to go. A Zeta 4 play of Aerosmith, because It's good to be the king.
Everything is so green.
There's some Mel Brooks thrown in for good measure.
Yep.
Just was lucky enough to find out when I was listening for some other stuff. For one holiday, Pete had us all do basically wishing the listeners a Merry Christmas and try to do it in a fun and creative way. And again, this would never happen now because of more than anything, the length of them.
Yeah.
Yours,
mine's like over 30 seconds, and you don't do that.
And Gillette's was even like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
The amount of time we were given to not only do breaks, but to do creative stuff has just been sliced in like an eighth of what you used to do. But for Christmas...
And this would have been Christmas of 87. It was the first Christmas.
Yeah? Okay.
And this is what we came up with. Because you did a lot of the writing for this.
I did?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I came up with the idea.
That makes sense. So I love writing.
Yeah.
This is the Casey and Hollis.
Now I'm your boy McCoy, got no time to play. I got a Christmas rap headed right your way. Santa flies through the air on a big red sled. Got a big fat belly and his nose is all red. It lands on my roof and the weather be chillin'. The reindeer are partying and soon they'll be illin'. On Dasher on dancing with your own bad selves. Mrs. Claus are getting funky with them little green elves. Now Santa may be jolly, but I'll be pretty rough. That fat dude in red don't bring me good stuff. I'm your boy McCoy, rapping from the North Pole. Merry Christmas from me and Zeta Fall.
Because you're trying to rhyme pole with four.
Pole.
But you did it.
And we could never get away with that today. On
No.
a rock station, playing something like that, just for fun.
Just for fun. No, it would have never. And I'm going to go back to, because the significance of you teaching me how to do production, I can't really describe what that meant back in that day. There weren't a lot of women in radio. There certainly weren't a lot of women in rock radio.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly women doing production, what? Technical things, learning.
Right. Commercials, taglines,
Mhm.
anything.
I was very much an anomaly that I knew how to do that stuff. But I would not have known had they not taught me, and there were a lot of guys in the business who were not willing to teach you that kind of stuff.
Which is odd, because if you're willing to learn,
That
was fun for me.
And I was. It really can't be overstated, the significance of his willing to teach me how to do that stuff. Because some guys weren't, because they didn't want you to get ahead. They didn't even want me to be there, let alone get ahead.
No,
there.
and as a jock, you don't take vacation.
No.
Because there's always somebody like you waiting in the wings to fill in and take your job.
If you're following along, if you're playing the home game, he gets brought here from Oregon from Peter, and then Peter hires me, and then he and I become roommates, and we're living La Vida Loca, and you're doing 7 to midnight, and I'm doing overnights and learning how to do production, and we're having fun, hanging out. And all of a sudden I go into work one day, and Pete calls me in to tell me that he would like to promote me to 7 to midnight. And the first words out of my mouth were, what about KC? What's going on? And I'm thinking, oh, maybe you got promoted to a midday afternoon something. And he said, we're letting him go. And which he was already aware he was being let go. So he's at home. I'm in the office saying, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I actually said, I know a lot of people would think I'm crazy because it's a very cutthroat business.
If you can get in, you get in.
Yeah. And I said, well, I have to go home and talk to KC. I was thinking, I can't take my roommate's job. If you had said no, I probably wouldn't have done it, because I was so upset. I was like,
It's
I
not
can't.
mine anymore.
I couldn't. So I got home, and he's like, you're crazy if you don't take it. You're taking that job.
You can take it. You're nuts. This is why you're here. This is what you do.
You have your theories on why it happened. We really don't know.
We don't know.
We had consultants at the time, and it could have been them saying, all right, we'd all like the,
that's just not the way we want to go.
Yeah.
Could have been anything. It's just one of those things in radio that you live with. And
I'm assuming, even though Pete played it cool, it couldn't have been easy for him to have to.
No.
I just brought this guy from Oregon.
And he apologized profusely when we met up later. It's like, no hard feelings. That's the business. If you know that going into it, if you can't handle rejection and being fired, then you really have no reason getting into this industry, because it will happen.
Multiple times.
Sometimes.
Yes.
So there you go, newbies.
And for reasons as simple as budget, as the aforementioned consultants, or somebody just has a bug up their butt about you and is in the right position to make it happen.
Yeah, you know, my guess was a combination of your talent fit their model better in the day part than mine, and there was nowhere else for me to go. All the others were filled.
Which is just crazy, because I could have think of somebody I would have swapped out, but I'm just saying.
Well, I can too. But that wasn't my call.
That's right. And by the way, Pete is here. I'll just throw that out there. He's here. He's not here right now, but he lives in Oregon now, and we're going to meet up with him later. So see, all's good. Yeah. All is well.
All's fine.
And even in the funnier part, before I play this next clip, is that, so you moved back.
I moved back.
Pretty soon thereafter.
Like right after.
Right away.
Right after I got the axe, I got on the phone with some contacts and got a morning show at 106.7 KMJK. General manager's like, can you be here in 6 days? Absolutely, I can be there in 6 days. So I drove from South Florida to Oregon in my 1986 Hyundai, whatever it was.
That's right.
Yeah. It was just an interim position. Mm-hmm. I was not going to be the morning guy, but they needed someone that knew the market, that they knew would do the job they needed to be done.
Yeah.
And that lasted a while until it didn't.
Until it didn't, which we go back to that again. Yes. Just to show how your influence rubbed off on me. He used to say the weirdest stuff, and I mean that in the best way. Again, it was teaching me the creativity that can be found, and not to constantly overthink. Like if you want to say something and you think, does that sound weird? It's like, say it. You know what I mean?
Say anything once, unless it's the 7 words.
Well, you could say that once too.
Well, once.
Yeah. This is something that Casey used to always say that I stole. I'll acknowledge.
At concert level, while juggling bowling balls and Girl Scouts poking you with knitting needles while you're skating on greased aluminum, right?
Do you remember that? Juggling bowling balls? While girls...
I absolutely remember that.
So I used that for years after. I'm like, he's in Oregon, you won't know. And then you just told a story that I completely forgot about with the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kimba has a knack for talking, and sometimes at inappropriate times, and sometimes just a little bit too deep in thought. And there's certain times when you just don't want to hear that. And one of them is Super Bowl Sunday. We're in the front room. I'm trying to watch the game. I've got this going on this side, and I'm just kind of like, Kimba, I don't want to get philosophical. It's the Super Bowl. Was my statement. And there's another one that's
made it on the air.
Yeah.
Let's not get philosophical. It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
After all this fun and frolic, when you came back, you said you got the morning show and you were in radio for a little while. Then you at some point decided, I am just over this whirligig of fun that is radio.
Well, yeah. KUFO signed on as a direct competitor to KGON.
Okay.
Right. And so I did 7 to midnight there for at least 7 years, which was a long run. Mm-hmm. And the ratings were great. The station was really good, but it was kind of an odd time in the end because that's when alternative rock started coming on. You've got the whole grunge movement.
Yeah.
And there was another station that signed on that kind of took that lane. And it was very popular at the time. So they were taking off. Our ratings were dipping. And programming at the time decided they wanted to make a move to be more competitive instead of just standing their ground. And they went with the wild and zany kind of an idea. So I got replaced by Craig, the dog-faced boy.
Craig, the dog-faced boy. That is actually a line. Except it's not Craig, it's JoJo, the dog-faced boy from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Halloween episode.
He might still be in radio. I never met him.
The dog-faced boy.
I can't say anything about him. I didn't listen to him because I didn't like the shtick. It was just dirty radio.
Yeah, we don't want Craig the dog-faced boy. We want yo boy McCoy repping from the North Pole. That's what we want. That's what we're here for. But after that, what was that when you said, okay, I'm
that's
done.
It's like, my day part, number one, ratings were fine.
Yeah.
I need a place to sit every day. My son was of an age where I didn't want to be that guy anymore that was jumping from station to station just to survive.
Yeah.
And so I just had to make the decision to find someplace to
Cut
sit
bait.
every day.
See you later.
Yeah.
And that was what year?
1998.
It worked out very well for you.
Well, it's worked out very well for me.
I know. I, on the other hand, decided to stay in radio.
The glutton for punishment.
Oh, here's my government cheese now.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And Pete is happily retired, so that's a great story. So, yeah, we all are out here visiting, and I thought, wouldn't it be great to have a conversation like this with my old pal?
And I have not done anything voice-wise since I dropped out.
It's relatively painless, right?
Relatively, yeah. A little nerve-wracking. It's like, oh my God.
Well,
I still have the dead air dreams that I think every jock, except you, has had.
I don't really think I've ever had that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've heard about them, and it sounds terrible that you wake up thinking, oh.
There was recently a thread on the KGON Facebook page about dead air dreams, and it's like, oh my God, that was so... I didn't know, really, that
The
most
scope of
jocks
the...
have gone through that, waking up in a sweat because there's dead air.
Yeah, I guess we should explain that. I don't know if we've ever talked about that on this podcast. Dead air is basically when there's a malfunction and nothing, when you hear nothing coming through your speakers, that's dead air.
That's dead air. And that is the biggest no-no in radio.
Yeah, it's like verboten. So jocks have dreams or nightmares. I should say nightmares, where they wake up because they're dreaming that there's dead air and they can't get the sound back on.
I can't find a cart. I can't find a record. All the records are gone. I locked myself out of the studio and it's just nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would embrace it when it would happen. I'd just take my time, and I had a program director that would practically levitate into the studio if there was dead air, and there I would be. I said, I got it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Enjoy the silence. We're sitting here talking. Other than Facebook and him sending me pictures over the years of
life events.
Yeah, life events.
Yeah.
When he moved back,
89
has not been back to Florida since. So this is the first time we are seeing each other since 1989. And I think one of the best compliments that happened, and we've only been sitting here, we've only been here now, not even 24 hours? A little over.
Yeah.
And the best compliment was something that Brenda, your wife, said. She said, we were talking to each other and she goes, are they twinning? Like to Pete, because Pete was here. Like we were talking in twin speak that no one else was understanding, but we were having this whole conversation and like
tearing up. This is so funny.
So all these years later, we can still say stuff, and no one else knows what the heck we're talking about. Well, we do.
Yeah.
Burger meat.
Burger meat. What flavor is the burger meat? Kind of nice to catch up. It's like not a day has gone by.
And that is, to me, just the best testament to what friends we were back then. What a great guy he is till to this very day. And no, I think it just proves that we can meet up 36 years of that. Yeah. Am I doing, am I mathing? Is my mathing 36 years later and just be like, hey, and people are like, what are they saying? Well, thank you so much for doing this, because I know you're like, I haven't done this in a while, so thank you for putting on the mic and going to town, and we all get to hear that mellifluous voice again, talking about Jimmy Dean sausages and whatnot. And listening, thank you for being one of Kimba's Herd, and thank you for listening to me, Kimba Radio Broadcast, Season 5, Episode 2, Hair of the Dog. Now you're messing with us.
Let's keep this on the radio.